What's going on at the Detroit Fire Department? A crash with a fire truck today. A crash last week where a firefighter was put on leave after hitting another driver.
Once we get the facts, then we'll respond appropriately.
And now word of payroll fraud inside the department. Did the city handle this latest issue the right way?
But why wasn't it handled earlier? I've got the tip.
Thank you so much for joining us for the news at 6 o'clock. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Devon Fernandez in for Ty Steele. Detroit Fire insiders are sounding the alarm tonight and turning to our investigative team with issues that are on their minds that could ultimately affect all of our safety. The day started with another fire truck crash this morning and ended this afternoon with a tip about someone inside the department taking part in payroll fraud. There's a lot to unpack, and to uncover, let's bring in our investigator Karen Drew with what she found out. Karen?
Demond and Kim, there is a lot here. So we should start with the most worrisome and concerning news. That fire truck crash that happened last week that involved a firefighter getting injured and a civilian getting injured. We've just confirmed that firefighter who was driving that truck failed the alcohol test. We've got a crash,
yes,
and a civilian's injured.
Yeah.
You said you were going to do a test of the driver.
Yeah.
Comes back and fails the alcohol test.
That's correct.
What's your reaction to that?
Oh, I'm very upset at that. However, I would say that his alcohol content came below the legal limit, but there's a zero tolerance on the Detroit Fire Department. We hold our members at a higher standard, and so any alcohol at all in your system, you will be discharged.
And look at this. This was the scene this morning. Another crash involving a fire truck on Houston and Whittier. We're still waiting to find out who's at fault on that one. Then, later today, an insider tips me off, and the commissioner confirms there has been at least 2 cases involving members of Detroit Fire getting caught defrauding the system, collecting money they did not earn. One was fired, the other still on the job tonight.
Some of the people that are bringing their concerns to me, they are concerned that there is an abuse of the system. There is fraud. What is being done right now to stop this? Because it's a problem.
So I would tell you what was done a year ago. So I brought in a payroll manager, and she's excellent, and she runs audits every payroll.
Your system's catching them, but it's not preventing them.
It will prevent for anyone in the future. Yes. It will definitely will prevent. I'm very confident.
You said you'll make a decision in the next 7 days. Will you inform us of that decision and send us a comment?
I'm quite sure you guys will hear it somehow, but yes.
But I would like to hear your comment on what the decision is,
okay,
and whatever your decision is.
Okay. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Yeah.
All right, so to give you some more context on that latest payroll fraud case, I did confirm Detroit Police Internal Affairs investigated the Detroit Fire lieutenant. Their findings backed up claims that he defrauded the city for personal financial gain. A memo outlining the findings was released on June 4th. Now, as you heard the Commissioner Sims just say, he plans to take some action on the matter in the next 7 to 10 days. But again, right now, that lieutenant is on the job. Of course, we'll be staying on top of this and make sure to let you guys know exactly what they decide. Yeah. There's some people inside the department that are really mad about that.
Sure. Yeah, I know it's been a busy day for you, uncovering different things. So what do we know about that crash from this morning?
Well, we did ask a lot of questions in terms of who is responsible. I can tell you, according to the fire department, a preliminary investigation suggests that the ladder truck was actually on the way to a fire. It went through the intersection with lights and sirens on, and a vehicle hit the back of the fire trucks. However, who's at fault is unclear. Both Detroit Police and Detroit Fire are both investigating. Of course, we'll report the findings on that. And we're going to stay on top of the training for these guys because they are saying they need more training driving these trucks. Mr. Sims says, okay, fine, we'll give you more training. So we're going to find out if that's going to happen.
Okay. Thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.